Hey guys, this is Shaun, and in this video, I wanted to talk to you guys about how do you simplify your trading, or how do you simplify your trading in a way where you can get through your developmental stages much faster, get better at trading much faster, and achieve profitability much faster. So how do you even achieve simplicity in trading, or let's say, how do you achieve simplicity in any other skill and master it much more quicker? I'd say it's by breaking it down into multiple chunks. Any new skill that we learn is we have the option of breaking things down, learn one thing at a time, get better at one thing at a time, and over a period of time, you have essentially mastered that skill. But when it comes to trading, things get a little bit tricky because you are from the very first get-go, you are essentially trading at the hardest level. You are always competing against the best of the best in the market, right? Doesn't matter if you're trading demo or you're trading live capital, but essentially you are competing in an environment where the best traders and best market participants are actually trading and competing, and that's where you're actually trading. And trading is not like a video game where you can start off with an easy mode, gradually sort of move your way up to the ultra high levels, or it's not even like any other jobs where you can start off by taking less responsibility, start off as an intern, then go into a senior level, some more senior level, eventually going into manager, director, and so on and so forth. So that's essentially why it's a lot more harder to achieve simplicity and get better at trading much more faster. And obviously having a mentor who can teach you and guide you and give you consistent feedback on whatever you're doing and keep you on the right track, essentially. It really helps, especially in trading, where a mentor can actually teach you stuff, make you do that stuff, and then give you consistent feedback on whatever you did is something correct. Or maybe you did something correct, but your thought process was wrong around it. So you can save yourself from the future mistakes that might occur based on whatever you were thinking. So obviously having a mentor really helps, not just in trading, but every other profession, more so in trading. So, and that's what I've been working with some of the guys, and they're really getting better at it really quickly. But yeah, getting back to the video. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to essentially divide it into two separate sections. The very first section, I want to talk to you guys about why do most people even fail at trading in the first place. And the second section, I'm going to talk to you guys about some of the actionable steps that you can take and start making trading simple for you and simplify it in a way where you can start seeing progress and develop through your trading development journey, or grow through your trading development journey much more faster. And note that I'm saying simple, not easy or less work or piece of cake or any of those things, right? So let's actually get into it. So why do most developing traders never see profitability, at least consistently, and end up becoming part of that 90-90-90 statistics? And if you don't know what that stands for, it simply stands for 90% of traders lose 90% of their capital in the first 90 days of trading. So what causes a lot of traders to get stuck in that cycle? What tends to happen is a lot of traders learn a trading strategy from maybe through YouTube, through courses, through programs, or whatever it is. And they end up trading that strategy live or a demo, whatever it is. It doesn't even matter. But the point is, they end up trading that strategy and they trade it for about a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And regardless of what the results are, they make profits, they make losses. They start adding a lot more variables, a lot more things to this strategy. So if we divide, 50% of traders have good experience with that strategy in the first 2-3 weeks, and 50% of traders really have bad experience with that trading strategy. What they end up doing is they end up going out there and finding more information. This section over here that had good results, they end up looking for more information, looking for more answers on how can they just add more stuff so their profitability increases, or the risk reward increases, or they start playing around with the existing strategy in a way that they end up making a working strategy fail for them. And at this section over here, the people who are failing at trading this strategy, essentially they just keep on looking for more information or other strategies because they haven't had a good experience with this one. They end up going out there and try to find other strategies that might work for them. And what essentially they end up doing is they keep strategy hopping. And people get stuck in this loop for a while before they decide to hop instruments. And then after trading, like let's say Forex, trying a few different Forex strategies, then they would go to stocks, then they would go to crypto, and then they would go to futures. That's what essentially, they keep bouncing around from thing to thing. And they think that learning more or more information is essentially going to solve their problems for them. And if you look at the best of the best traders, they're not constantly hunting for more information, but they're constantly looking at how can they improve their existing strategy better, or how can they improve their own trading much better. So what a brand new trader or developing trader is essentially doing is they're constantly widening their horizon of information and knowledge, whereas a good trader or a profitable trader is constantly going deeper into the existing strategy. They're not looking everywhere. They're just brutally focusing on one single thing, and they're focusing on how can I get better at that one single strategy or one single setup or one single thing that they're doing in the market, which is completely opposite. They both have complete opposite approaches to trading. And that's the reason why developing trader constantly keeps looking for more information, never really finds it, because it's an endless loop in itself, especially in today's day and age where information is just so much abundantly available. And this, on the other hand, a good trader is only looking for one thing and how can he or she do that one thing much better. They're constantly analyzing on how can I reduce my risk, or how can I improve my rewards, or when are the moments that my strategy works the best, or what are the market conditions that are more suitable to this strategy that I'm trading, or when are the moments that I can start going in a lot more bigger and take unusually higher risk because the rewards are just so much more higher probability and the rewards are just so much higher. So that's what essentially they both are taking complete opposite approaches. And when developing traders also start seeing a little bit of success, they easily get distracted on more things or more variables, or looking at different people trade a different strategy or things like that. Whereas the best of the best traders are just so brutally ignorant about whatever else is happening in the market, or that is anything that is irrelevant to their strategies. They're not even bothered. They're not even focused on it. They don't even want to pay attention to it. In fact, they're just blocking themselves so nicely, or so professionally, I guess is the right word that I can't come up with the right word right now, but they're just blocking themselves from getting distracted on one single thing, whereas the developing trader just easily gets distracted on what he is doing or she is doing, or something else is happening in the market, or whatever it is. So developing traders need to learn not to get so distracted, whereas the developing or the trader who's getting good results on a consistent basis, they're just locking themselves in, and they just know exactly what makes them money. They just do exactly that, and then they bounce. They just take their share of the market, or their piece of the pie basically, and then just get out basically, and don't want to keep fiddling around with the markets, or don't want to overtrade or trade something that doesn't really fully align with them. So I hope you were able to see some patterns depending on your stages of trader development. I hope you were able to see some patterns over there. Maybe some of these mistakes you did, so you were able to recognize and rectify them, and it really helped you. Or if you're someone who's in that cycle yourself right now, maybe it can help you sort of course correct yourself. And I'm not going to say that I didn't go through that cycle. I think I was stuck in that cycle for about 6 years before I ended up really deciding on stocks is the instrument that I want to stick to, and now I also have a very systematic way of trading stocks. But yeah, I hope it was able to help you. And now let's move on to the actionable steps that you can take as a developing trader or if I were to start over again, what I would do to sort of progress through my journey a lot more faster. So the number one thing I would do is I would expose myself to different markets and different strategies, as many things as I can, possibly in the initial stages. And this is still going to be your research phase. You're not trying to trade, you're just trying to expose yourself to different things in the market, and you're just trying to consume information. But the moment you find some strategy or that asset that starts making sense to you, just on a logical level, just starts making sense to you, that's where you just stop looking for more information and just start learning about that one particular strategy or one particular thing that sort of logically makes sense to you and sort of captures you in a way that this is something you can possibly do, and just stop over there with your research. Once you've found something that logically starts making sense to you, that's where you start going into maybe investing in that program or course or coaching program, and basically start learning about that strategy on a much more deeper level. And once you've consumed that information, don't expect yourself to start going and trading and start making money right away, because I think anything that we humans do, I doubt we are good at anything as humans where we can just simply take on that information and get good at that skill. I think humans, or yeah, basically humans, really learn and get better at things by doing stuff. So this is once you start learning your strategy, start backtesting that strategy, start finding out the statistics of those strategies, start finding out the risk to reward ratio of those strategies, find out what are the good market conditions for this strategy, and how would you essentially trade it, and backtesting it. And once you've done with your back test, and if the strategy really has a positive expectancy, that's where you start, still not live trading and trading your live capital. That's where you start going into forward testing, basically taking on a demo account or a very, very small account size and trading very, very small positions. That's where you start implementing that strategy in live market conditions when things are actually moving. Sometimes stocks are moving much more faster or slower. How do you deal with that pressure of having a live position, open live position? And if you're anybody, if you're like anyone else that I've worked with, you would actually start having more questions than actually clarity around your strategy. This is where you're gonna have more questions about how can I enter much better, how can I exit better, how can I manage my positions better, what are the right things to do in XYZ scenario, or what are the right things to do on other scenario, and what are the things, when are the times where I just should just stay out of the market and just stay flat. So this is where you're going to start having more questions, and the moment you start getting answers to those questions, you'll realize that you start getting better at trading much more faster. And as you start forward testing your strategy, maybe on a demo or a very small account, and as you encounter more questions than answers, or more challenges than profitability, let's say as soon as you start encountering more questions, and you go seek answers to those questions, or if you are encountering challenges with, let's say, your entries, your trade management, or your exits, or respecting your stops, that's where you start going and essentially tackling one challenge at a time. Maybe it's your entries, then you just go and hammer it, trying to make your entries a lot more perfect. Developing your patience and sticking with your trade for much longer, that's where you start independently focusing on that. And you'll realize just tackling one challenge at a time, your trading just gradually keeps on improving. And obviously having a mentor really helps to keep you on track when it comes to your developmental stages. But that's essentially what it is. Just choose one strategy, keep working on it, and as soon as you realize that you're going through a lot of challenges and you tackling each and every single challenge independently and getting better at those challenges, and you'll realize over time you just end up becoming a better trader, where you're not making those silly beginner mistakes, and your results are going to speak for itself at that point with your equity curve and things like that. So that's essentially what it is. If you just follow the steps, or basically a process of learning rather, and throughout this time you're just still trading on a demo account or maybe a very, very small account, so you're not emotionally stuck to the P&L. You're allowing yourself to learn and grow as a trader first, and money or trading with a bigger account or bigger capital can come later, much later, once you have proven yourself that your strategy works, and you as a trader can make that strategy work, and you've also proven yourself that you are responsibly managing the capital, so you can allow yourself to trade with bigger position sizes, and risk more, and obviously as a byproduct of that, even make more if you're trading profitably. So with that being said, I hope this video helped you and gave you somewhat clarity. And if you're somebody who's stuck in this cycle, and if you're looking for somebody to, look at you from the outside and help you, give you that one-on-one sort of interactive training, plus also the mentorship aspect of trading, which can significantly speed up your process of learning. So if you're looking for that, consider getting in touch. There's a link in the description below, so you can click it, schedule a call, and basically speak to me and get in touch, and let's see where that takes us. But regardless, hope this video helped you, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Take it easy.